Welcome chess lover to another video of Chat Rocks. Today's video is going to be about a game that was held on Sinquefield Cup tournament in 2015 between Hikaru Nakamura and Wesley So. And in today's video we are going to see WhiteTitle. What? Why are we going to talk or see WhiteTitle if this is a game held in 2015 between Hikaru and Wesley So? Well, because the game that Hikaru played was like WhiteTitle reincarnated. You'll understand what I'm talking about only if you watch the video till the end. In this game, Hikaru plays as blacks and Wesley So plays as whites. Wesley starts the game with d4. Hikaru decides to play the Indian game, Indian defense, goes knight f6. I will go fast on the first few moves because these are the main line of King's Indian defense. Okay, so here the bishop goes to e2, opening this position to let their king to castle. And Nakamura goes to e5, offering a pawn exchange and also distracting the pawn structure of whites. That's why they don't take. Wesley So just castles. Hikaru activates the knight. Wesley So decides to close the game with d5. Knight has to go to e7. Here, knight goes to e1, opening the pawn. So the pawn here wants to go to f4 to break the structure of pawns here. So in this game, in the opening, we are going to talk a lot about breaking pawn structure. But here, why didn't Wesley go to f4 as planned? Well, because when the knight goes to d7, Hikaru plans the same thing. And Wesley So doesn't really want to destroy its structure in the center, because if he went to f4 and Hikaru went to f5, there would be just a pawn exchange. And in King's Indian defense, it's really better for whites to play in queen's side. So here Nakamura doesn't really care about Wesley So protecting this pawn here. And as I said, Wesley So goes to e3 with the bishop, taking control over this diagonal on the queen's side. And now almost all the pieces that are activated of Wesley So are watching towards the queen's side. So here Nakamura tries to kick the bishop. The bishop of course goes to f2, remaining its control. Nakamura decides to push the pawns. Wesley So activates the knight that was in the first row. Nakamura activates his knight too. And here Wesley So offers a pawn exchange, which will of course be bad for Nakamura. That's why he declines the trade offer. He activates the other knight, brings it to the king's side. Wesley So activates the rook, maybe the last piece that needed to be activated. And in this position, whites are absolutely great. They don't even have to worry about anything for now. So the opening takes a little bit long to develop, but it's alright. So Wesley So goes to h1, which is strategically good move, because he knows that at some point of the game, as this is a King's defense, King's Indian defense, rook is going to go to g8 at some point and attack the white's king. So in this way, white prevents this attack even before it's a little bit threatened. So Nakamura continues pushing the pawns. Wesley decides to exchange finally the pawns. Nakamura of course takes with the pawn. Wesley tries to give some pressure with the knight. Nakamura kicks the knight away. Knight goes to a3. Of course not to c3 because it would just block the rook. Nakamura continues pushing the pawns, but now in the queen's side, showing that Wesley, you are not the only one playing on queen's side. Wesley decides to prove Nakamura wrong and puts pressure on this pawn. So here Nakamura, of course, can't go here because the white rook will just capture the pawn. He can't also go to b7 because he needs this bishop here to protect this diagonal so he can push later with the pawns. So here Nakamura decides to push the pawn on g4. This is an interesting move, as I marked. So queen goes to c2, absolutely ignoring this threat here. And Nakamura goes to queen f8, protecting this pawn, so he can go to d7 now with the bishop. Wesley decides to double the rooks, and also with the help of the queen it's easy now to take this bishop, so Nakamura takes the bishop away from there, goes to d7, and Wesley So, instead of going to c3 with the rook, which would be a bad move, goes to c7, remaining the pressure, but now on the bishop, so the pressure increased. Here Nakamura goes to h6, maybe wanting to come to d8, but we'll see why he did this in a few moves. So bishop goes to e1, Nakamura pushes the pawn. So here Wesley takes the g4 pawn of Nakamura, which is a mistake. So here Nakamura goes to f3, which is a great move, attacking the bishop and also attacking the rook. Wesley has to decide now. Does he give up the rook or the bishop? Of course, most of the people think that, of course, rook is 5 points, bishop is 3 points, it's better to have more points, so I'll give up just the bishop. Wesley says, no, my bishop is more valuable. Of course, Wesley takes the pawn, removing this pawn from behind of the pawn on d4 and getting rid of doubled pawns. And here you think, okay, well, of course Nakamura took the rook. No, here is when WhiteTitle was born again. And here Nakamura goes to 94. This is amazing. Guys, at first I was very confused, like, what does this move do? Why is this even a brilliant? Okay, let's say that white takes the knight. Black will go to f1 with the rook. There is no option to take, because if it takes, this is a mate. If the rook isn't taken, king goes to g2, and as we can see in evaluation bar, it's 3.7 points better position for blacks. So of course Wesley sees this and he doesn't take the knight. Instead he decides to, okay, you didn't take my rook, I'll just remove it from there. I don't want you to take my rook, of course. But this is a blunder. Why? Because WhiteTitle didn't die yet. He goes to f3 with the rook sacrifice. Amazing rook sacrifice. Of course, if white takes, black will take, and look at the evaluation bar. At some point, black will just go to f8, or this is also mate in 1. So there is little things that white can do in this position. Wesley sees this too, but makes another mistake. Maybe he's also already desperate. He goes to d7, taking the bishop. Nakamura, of course, goes to f1, checking the king, and again sacrificing the rook another time. King goes to g2, and bishop goes to e3. So in this position, Wesley So goes to g3 with their bishop. There is this rook capture, so he's sacrificing the rook for the 3rd time, the same rook for the 3rd time. This is amazing, but Nakamura doesn't care. He takes the bishop, sacrificing the rook. Knight goes to h4, and look at the bar. Mate in 11, and we will see this mate soon. Okay, so king goes to h3, queen goes to h6, preparing this covered check. So Wesley So doesn't even have time to think. He doesn't know what to do here. Anyways, so he goes to g5. The knight takes with a check. So the king has only one place to go, to run, is g4. Here Nakamura goes to knight f3. Knight goes to f2. Nakamura doesn't let Wesley to relax. He goes to h4. King goes to f5. Okay, and here rook goes f8. Pretty natural attack. The first move of this rook ever in this game. King goes to g6. And here comes another sacrifice of a rook. This is insane. If this is not WhiteTitle playing, I don't know who is playing this game. Okay, so king takes the rook. A check on e4, double check. King goes to g6, letting Hikaru to give a checkmate on g5. So in this game, Nakamura dragged the king all the way to g6, sacrificing a rook and giving a fascinating checkmate. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, that you like this game played by Hikaru Nakamura, one of the greatest chess players of all time. Just look at this mate. If you really enjoyed this video, you can let me know in the comments, or simply like and of course subscribe to the channel. which will support me very much and give me motivation to make more videos like this, and also videos of another formats that maybe you want to see in YouTube. You can also let me know in the comments. You can send me your games, as I said in the video before. I will leave the link. As I said before, you can send me the games you played that you played very good and you want to show it to other people, or the games that you want me to analyze, to tell you your mistakes, tell you the moves that you did great. And I hope that I will be able to help you to become a better chess player. You would also support me very much if you subscribe to my other social medias, which links I will leave in the description. And I will also leave in the description the PGN of this game. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.